right,
Yeah.
you want to do Philly?
Let's go to Philly. Why
Let's
not?
do it. Let's go.
Let's start with the obvious. Andre Blake.
Surprise.
New Union Union made the playoffs for the first time in 2016 after 5 years of missing it. Blake didn't start playing until 2016. Coincidence? I think not.
I think not.
Performances in goal, big reflex saves, and you saw he when they don't have him, they don't play well. So he's an influential in the turnaround of Philadelphia, and he joins the Mountain. All right, let's go to the kind of out there ones.
Okay.
MLS is Olivier Giroud, aka Sebastian Letou, one of my favorite strikers, just because he was one of those guys who he wasn't super fast or skillful, but he always scored, man. He has 53 goals in 189 games, leading goal scorer for Philly ever, and that's by 15 goals. He hasn't played since 2016. He was there for 2 spells, 2010 to 2012 and 2016 to 2013. So you got to have the big guy in there. I also have Raymond Gaddis, just for longevity and consistency. He has 231 appearances and played in almost every game since 2012. And he is literally always on the team sheet. Been through the highs and lows of Philly. The playoffs 3 years since 2012, but he's been through it all. Helped them go far in USOC, where they finished runner-up 3 times and beat the Red Bulls every year, but that's okay. And then the last one I have there is Ilsinho, because he's just this influential off the bench guy, and I couldn't bring myself to put CJ Sapong on there. I couldn't bring myself to put Alejandro Bedoya in there, and I'll explain that in a second. But you have this guy who is literally never played a full 90 in his life. I'm convinced he's never played a full 90 in his life. He has the work rate of me when I had a dislocated shoulder. And he just never was a guy that you looked at was like, oh, yeah, this guy's going to be a star. But he always scored a goal when you need it. And, yes, I'm talking about when he shredded us in regular season and in playoffs last year. But he has 19 and 15 in 114, but in 114 games, but he has never made more than 2,000 minutes in a year. I think he has a total 5,000 minutes in the entire, that's 2 seasons worth of playing total if he played every minute of every game. He only joined in 2016, and 19 and 15 and 114 is the same number of assists and more goals than Alejandro Bedoya in half the minutes. So I couldn't put him on there. I had to put in Ilsinho, which hurt me because he ruined my team.
We were so close to finally having the same Mount Rushmore, and then you ruined it.
I'm sure I did. But we'll talk about who you put in, and we'll talk about it.
Andre Blake, obviously,
Yeah.
doesn't need an explanation. I mean, just watch him play in that 3-3 LAFC game. He was outstanding. Sebastian Letou as well. Never saw him play, but when I was looking at the numbers, he was their guy.
He was on Red Bull before he went back to Philly, so
Did not know that.
saw him play a little bit.
Okay. Also picked Ray Gaddis. Been there since 2012. It's just he is Philly. He's been Philly for 8 years now.
I remember my first ever FIFA Ultimate Pack had Ray Gaddis in it.
Okay.
And I think that was in not my first ever, but my pack from the earliest FIFA. So my first ever Ultimate Team was 15, but I went back to FIFA 11 and FIFA 12 and opened a pack, and Ray Gaddis was in there.
There you go. Our only difference, I did not go with Ilsinho. I went with CJ Sapong.
Okay, I don't disagree. It's just I couldn't bring myself to put him in there when he was.
I know. He
the number
someone
2.
else probably deserves to be there, but I just couldn't find someone else to be there. Maybe Keegan Rosenberry if he stayed there the whole time.
Yeah, no, for sure. I think Keegan was solid, but he had to bounce.
Yeah. Now he's on Adam's favorite West Coast team.
Yeah. All right.